Most developers using AI for coding are doing it completely wrong. And I don't mean the tools they're using, I mean the way they're using it. Copy code, paste into ChatGPT, get a suggestion back, do it again. But there's a better way. And it's been sitting in front of the developer community for over a while now. And you know about this. It's Claude Code. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to install Claude Code, how to get the basics if you're a beginner, how to get to the basics to actually building your first AI product or first AI system using Claude Code. And let's just get started with that. So first of all, what is Claude Code and why does it feel different from any other AI tools like Gemini, ChatGPT? Why does it feel different? So the simplest way I can explain this is most AI tools are assistants like ChatGPT, Gemini. You just prompt it and it will give you an answer. But Claude Code is an agent. So you just give them a command and it just do all the work for you. And also Claude Code is different because it reads your entire project, not just the file you're in, proposes actual differences, real life changes, not just code snippets, applies those changes after you approve, all in plain English into your terminal, accepts your pair never gets tired, never takes a coffee break, and saves your entire files or code database into your memory. And all it requires is just you to enter and just approve the plan and it will just start building whatever you want it to build. Yeah, so let's just get started with this. So what is Claude Code and why does it feel different like I've already told you about? So what Claude Code can do automatically is write the code, fix bugs like if you have an intent workflow, if you have a different workflows, or if you have a command, or if you have like any program or any application and you have bugs or you have errors and it's not working, Cloud can fix that and it will work, right? And it will refactor the code. So modernize legacy mode. It can write test like unit test, integration test, fix failing test automatically. So like you have built the whole program and now it needs to go into iteration and testing. So also Cloud Code can do that. And Git operations like commit to Git, stage files, message create branches, whatever, Cloud can do it like it's an agent. And also it will provide the documentation like, okay, how did you get from point A to point B? Just lay out the whole documentation on the step-by-step guidance on how you actually did that. So Claude will actually understand, tell you about, okay, this is what I did, so that you can also iterate it. And in the next session of Claude, you can understand this and like make this a whole skill or whatever. Like I'm gonna get into skill later on, but that's how it is. So now how do you install Claude Code and how do you actually first of all launch the Claude Code? So if you want to use Claude Code, you need a Claude Pro subscription. So the minimum you can pay is $20 a month to get started with that. I would recommend to get the max one because you can actually build the whole AI systems and you can actually get 20x more capacity, and it is best for the larger code bases and daily workflows that you are doing it. So it is best for that. And how do you install that? So first of all, you can just native install, which is recommended, which is no Node.js required. Although if you want to build more of the AI system, you should install Node.js and other tools that is needed. So first of all, how do you install that? So you can just copy this. If you use brew homebrew, you can just copy this command as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to open terminal. Okay, I'm gonna open terminal and I'm just going to copy and paste the command right here. So there we go. Okay, cool. And I'm just gonna push enter. So actually Claude, I've already installed Claude Code, so I don't need to install it another time, but let me just show you it is installed. Also, you can run Claude Code into either into your terminal, either into your directly web, or either into directly in your IDE. So I'm using Visual Studio Code. You can use any of that. You can use anti-gravity, cursor, VS Code, Windsurf, whatever you want to use. You can just use that, and you can just install Claude Code directly into there. So I'm using VS Code. So this like this one, as you can see it right here, right? So there we have it. So I'm just using like right like this. Let's talk about the four Claude Code modes. So it is like First of all, you have got the plan mode, which is think first and then do nothing, basically. So what Claude will do is Claude will first of all think, do a deep research, think whatever you tell it to do, and it will come up with a plan. And until unless you do not approve the plan, it will not generate the code, or it will not rewrite the code, or it will not do anything until you tell it to do. So plan mode is very like more of the important things. As it's more of like you are going to build a building, a plan. Like if you don't have the architecture or the planning on how you're gonna build it, what are these materials you're gonna use, what are the cement you're gonna use, you are not going to build a beautiful building like Burj Khalifa, right? So first of all, you have to plan that. So Claude just do it. Claude just plans it. So it will look like something like that. Is like you have four of the modes. So that is plan mode, which is in blue in color. So you have plan mode. So you just type it and just plan it, right? And the second, which is a normal mode, which is ask before edits, which is ask before edits. So before changing or iterating the code, it will ask each time. It will ask each and every time, okay, this is I'm going to change. Do you want to approve this? So wherever like normal npm, it is if it is not run normal npm code as well, it will ask you questions. So if you don't want like that is for if you want like you if you want to keep an eye on your code on whatever what the hell is doing and you want to understand that. So and for example, if you have sensitive data and you want to look at it, like what is Claude doing, so just use this one. And the third one is the auto mode, like okay, all right, it will edit automatically every time. It is not going to ask, but if it's going through some major changes, then it will ask you again, but it will more of the things write the code automatically, so you don't have to do anything. So like is and yeah, there I did automatically. So yeah, it's in gray color. So there we have it. The fourth and which I most of the things and most of the people use it, but as in the settings, so you have to make this you have to turn this on. So it is fully autonomous advanced, like which is called dangerously skip permissions. So what this will do is you have this one which is in red color, so it will not ask you anything. Like literally, it will not ask you anything. You just type it and it will just execute the file, and that's it. And you just get the end result. So you just tell the command, and it will not ask you any questions. It will not ask you anything, and it will just run through it, and you'll have the output. So if you have, and if you are working on some sensitive data and if you don't want to lose it, then you should not use this one. You should use either this one or this one. But you got my point, right? There we have. And now we have the essential slash commands or keyboard shortcuts. Like these slash commands are very useful and handy. So first of all, Claude credits are not unlimited, right? They are very limited, and it depends on your plan, right? So even if you have a $200 plan, if you're using it too much, it will run out, and it will be reset in like 5 hours time, or yeah, 5 hours time. So to make your life easier, and if you don't want like run out of more credits, then this slash command is more of the things useful. I use it all the time, which is a slash. What it does, it summarizes your conversation in to free up context space while keeping the info. So if you're running like a command in just one window, and your conversation history is like filling up, and the Claude credits will take it down because it has to understand the whole memory. So you just run this command and it will just like free up your context space, and it will just understand your memory right on there, and it will like uh you're not using much of the credits for this one. So when to use it, so when your credit is like when the context like 80% full, run it proactively, simple. And then we have the clear command. So a simple, it wipes out the entire conversation. First starts from the empty context. We have the model. So if you want fast and cheap, then use Sonnet and for one sponsor. And if you are like for more complex tasks, like you want to do this, you want to add like animations, if you want like a 3 animations, if you want like do more complex stuff, then use the model Opus. So you can select that with this command. And we have int. So what it does, it analyzes the project and auto generates a starter Claude.md file. I'm going to talk about Claude.md file and why is it the most necessary thing, starting with Claude Code. Why is it that? So I'm going to talk about this later in the video right now. Right, so it just writes your Claude.md file, and we have the cost. So first of all, it shows how many tokens you've used and cost so far this session. So it will tell you. So longer session, check before context gets expensive. So for example, let's check it right here. So I have account usage, and you can just hit like what is my session. So you can see my session is 77% for reset slash difference. So it shows file changes made during the current session as undefined difference. So before committing, review, like before in the planning stage, review everything. Okay, what has changed, what has not changed, and what is going to be changed. So to review it, and just you can just slash this one and understand, okay, what are the code that has been changed. And we have simplify, which is run 3 agent parallel code review, replace the old and review command. So that's simple. So before submitting the PR or merging, so you can use this one. Ask a side question without stopping Claude current task. By the way, you want to ask some questions regarding the Claude. As this one, and we have the MCP, so it's like more than all. So you just connect N10, Canva, any other software, any other software directly into Claude Code sessions and make it an agentic workflow, so that you just type it into Claude command and it will just execute it on the behind. That's all about it, right? And we have some essential shortcuts. I'm gonna be giving this into the description, so you can just open this and look at this and understand this, right? Yo, and now we have the Claude.md file, which is one of the most important things to understand this, right? So, okay, so first of all, the Claude.md file is a file that will make Claude 10x smarter, more performable, and it will just execute the task be faster. And yeah, and basically it will just, you will just get more optimized and more results, accurate results, what you're looking for. So what is Claude.md file? So Claude.md file is a markdown file. .md stands for markdown. So remember this word because prompts and agents do understand .md file way faster and way simpler and way easier rather than just text file .txt file. So make sure to use .md file always, not txt files. And Claude reads automatically at the start of every session. It gives you hot Claude permanent context, so you can actually don't have to re-explain your project entire time, right? So you have these set of instructions that you have given to Claude Code. Whenever you ask some questions or whenever you make some changes, so it will just first of all run through the Claude.md file, understand the what are the things that is compulsory, what are the things that you need to do, what is the thing that you don't want to do, like avoid doing this. So you have the set of instructions. So Claude.md file is basically a set of instructions that you have given Claude Code to do and execute this file. So it will just look like this. So you can tell, the best thing is you can have your stack and tell Claude Code to build your Claude.md file. It's as simple as that, right? So I'm going to show you my Claude file, which I have built an agentic workflow. So I'm going to show you my Claude.md file right now. Okay, so but Claude.md file looks like this one. So you have the project overview. So what are the things that you want to use? So for example, it is for an e-commerce site. You can use for any other. So just tell Claude Code, you just have to manually type it. Just tell Claude Code to build your Claude.md file based on the question that to first of all tell Claude Code to ask you some questions and answer the questions, and based on that it will basically build your Claude.md file. And important rules, which is you have like this one, important rules, common commands that you want to use. Always use like 3000, a local host, port, architecture nodes, whatever you want to use. I'll just leave that into the description so you can check that out. And now let's get to the good part, which is what you can actually build with Cloud Code. Like you just known, okay, what is Cloud Code, what to do, what not to do. You just known about that, right? But what you can actually build with this Cloud Code, what is it like? How you can build this stuff? Like you can build full stack applications like SaaS products, dashboards, admin panels, web platforms with authentication and everything. You can just build the whole entire thing. You can just build e-commerce websites, landing pages, AI powered chatbots, like AI powered apps, content systems, generations, like image tools. Like at this day and age, you have so many AI tools right there. So you just have to have an API key of their, for example, Higgs field. If you want to integrate Higgs field into your Claude code, just take the API key from Higgs field and implement it to Claude code, and just tell Claude code to build you a like a since like a for example, if you are using like making creating ads using Hex field, so you can just tell Claude Code to build you an AI system that have the Hexfield API and just give you the context and just give you the a chatbot to just and just deploy it. And then you have the whole AI system right there. You can create mobile applications with React Native, Flutter, Swift, or whatever you want to use. Just you can just use it. Simple. APIs, you can create APIs backend. So Graph, Superbase, Postgres, whatever. If you haven't heard of these names, don't worry about that. It's just like a backend stuff. Like backend stuff means for database storages. So it is used. So most of the common things are vector database and Superbase, for example. So it's like SQL on steroids. Simple as that. You can create browser extensions, like literally whatever you think of him in the mind, you can just create that. Just create games as well, although it would not be as good as people who are making manual games. So, and data pipeline, you can build anything with that. So these are just all the things. And in my channel, I'm gonna build all of these. Like I just build all of these stuff like agentic workflows, AI systems, content marketing systems. I just build all of that. So, and I just build all of that to my clients, content system, marketing systems, client reporting systems. So I build for my clients. So, and now we have Claude skills, which is a reusable expertise in a file. So let me just explain you what Claude skills are and why is it. So let me just explain what Claude skills are and why is it the most important things. So what is Claude skill actually? So what is a skill first of all? So skill is a folder which is like skill, like we have the Claude.md file which is a set of instructions. So we have a skill.md file which is also a set of instructions, but you have a set of instructions for a specific thing, not for the entire thing but for a specific thing. For example, I'll show you what I mean by that in a while. So for example, if you want to design a website but you don't know how to design it, like you don't know about the color accent, you don't know about where to put what, you don't know about anything, right? So we have a Claude skill which is called as front end design. So what this does as it have a like it have a set of instructions where to put where, like where should be the hero section, where should be the call to action, where should be the like the panel, where should be the animations are, where should be the toolbar, tab bar, where should be at, what is the color, how should be the distance, everything. It will just tell everything, right? So you can just use the skill and tell Claude Code that use the skill and build me a website. Right. So it will build your website in a beautiful way. So I will show you what I mean by that, right, in a while now. So you have different skills, right? So we have a front end skill, which is anti-AI slob design. So if you design like an AI, like if you tell like for example, if you tell Lovable or Bolt or Replit to build you a landing page, and it will build you an AI slob landing page. Like okay, it just looks all the same. Like all AI landing pages look the same, so you have to make it different. So what this does, it will make it somewhat different, right? And we have a web artifact designer, so which is a multi-file web apps and artifacts. So it's have React Tailwind project builds in it. So you have different things. You have different skills to use it for specific task, right? We have professional theme generator. For example, if you in a website, you can just generate a theme. Okay, this is a theme, and I want this theme in the whole website, not any other color accent. So use this one. We have the algorithmic arts, so which is generative AI art background for that. So it uses p5.js animation particle system written. We have the UI UX pro design, so all anthropic skills, and from GitHub community skills is also from a GitHub community skill, which is awesome design.md file, which have 55 plus brand design systems. That includes Stripe, Apple, Versa, Spotify, Figma, whatever, right? And how to install the skills. So don't just go into this. So let me just show you how you can find those skills and how you can install those skills. So you can just go into skills.sh. Just go it in here. Okay, you got it. So this is the whole like skills.sh site where you can find all of the Claude skills, different skills as you can see, which is design, remotion best practices, agent buzzing, right? For example, if I want, for example, if you are a creator and if you want to uh get a skill to like get a content strategy from for Instagram, for example, for YouTube, you want content strategy for your YouTube channel, for example, you can just type strategy, right? So you have this one. So you have pricing strategy, launch strategy, free tool. So for example, if you want to launch a product, so you don't have a strategy and you don't know a strategy. So some guy here did create a skill that is to create a launch strategy for a product. So what it includes, just read this core physiology, whatever framework. And now next is the MCP servers, which is connect Claude Code to your entire stack, right? So we have different MCP servers, which is like N10, uh, Playwright MCP, GitHub. So we can just connect directly into that rather than just copy and pasting some commands right there. So just you just connect that. So what it is, it's called as More Context Protocol. So it's like a USB-C for AI tools to just connect the tools into Claude Code, and that's all about it. So it's a universal standard that lets Claude Code connect external services, databases, and APIs, and it's what transforms Claude from smart to entirely truly powerful. Just connect any tools with via API keys. Just connect that. So there are some of the things which is like GitHub MCP. So we can just so what it does is it will have the access to your GitHub. So it will have access to all of your GitHub MCP. So it will have access to all of your GitHub with your repository, or it can just read and write your repository as well. You can just delete your repository as well from Claude Code. So you don't have to go into GitHub and just do it. In the previous AI tools like ChatGPT or Gemini can't able to do it. It's not able to do that right now even, that they can just connect the tools and just we just work into it. So Claude Code can do that. And we have different PostgreSQL, Playwright MCP, Context 7 MCP. We have different MCPs like N10, Slack, Sentry. We have different ones. So if you want to find out what are the like MCP, you can just connect it to Claude Code. So you could just go into Claude.ai file. So you can just go into Claude.ai and then just go to connect, customize, and just connections. And there you can connect all of the things. Add custom connector here. So you can just custom connect your MCP with the name, remote and MCP server URL with everything, or browse connectors. So we have different unbuilt connectors that you can connect, which are like Gmail, Monday.com, HubSpot, Zoom, Figma, Notion, uh, my Miro, Slack, Airtable, Zapier. You have different things. These are all of the MCP files that you can connect into Claude, and you can just have directly access to that via just this chatbot in the Claude or either in the Claude uh, code, right? So you have this one. And now we have context management, which is the hidden skill every beginner misses. So Claude Code has a finite context window, which is it can have not much information in just one of the chatbots. So you just have context window of this one on how many tokens, right? So after 70% of the token, Claude starts to lose its precision, and 80% of the time it hallucinates. Like you tell him to do, you tell it to edit A and it edits D, for example. Like it hallucinates. So managing the context is very important of the things. And I also told you in the previous module, which is to use this slash compact file, which is yes, it summarizes the conversation into a compact for a while keeping the threads. But it is like this, like compact, and you have different. So as you can see, this is a slash comments dot compact, and these are the skills that I have installed in my Claude Code, which is content creator skill, Claude API, Canvas design, brand storytelling, create viral content. So these are the skills that I have installed in my Claude Code via skills.sh. You know what I mean. So that's it. And we have to use the clear task that wipes out everything. Clean state used between complete different tasks. So let me just run this through. So it was like clear conversation. So it just clears the conversation. That's all about it. And these are the 10 tips that you can use to 10x your plot code results here. So first, tip number one is always plan before. Uh, So tip number one is always plan first for complex tasks. Even if you are doing any of the task, plan it first. So it's like I've understand and like I've told you an example, which is first of all you have to build a plan with the architect to build the planning for on how to build the building, right? And then you start building the building. So just have to build the plan first and then to start building the whole project or whole AI system or the whole AI project that you are going to build. And then we have the scope for request explicitly. So fix the so just don't prompt vaguely. The the more specific the prompt is, the more accurate the results you're going to get. For example, fix the login bug is bad, so you have to tell it like fix the login bug in auth.login. But yes, where it sees a blank screen after wrong credentials, but anything else is great. So this is how the prompt should be like. Be specific on what you want the output as. And third is use file name references, which is important thing. So for example, you can just use file name references. Okay, I have this one, so you just have to do add the rate. And for example, this PDF, so it will like 8.4, so you can just use this PDF. Yeah, this PDF, analyze this PDF, whatever you want to do, just do it. All right, this one. And then important thing, use Sonnet 80% of the time because it's smarter and faster, right? And it's also cheaper, so it doesn't roll out your credits faster. And switch to Opus only for complex architecture decisions, multi-file bugs if you want. I use Opus most of the time to fix the bugs because it will have to just understand the whole context of the project and just find out the bugs on it, just fixes the error for me. So I use Opus most of the time for that only. Other than that, I use mostly Sonnet to build me the whole AI system. And then run compact proactively. So whenever you hit like 70-80% of the context window, just run this. So tip number 6 is create Claude.md file as a living documentation, which is every time Claude does something, you have to correct twice. So add the rule in Claude.md file. So reiterate it every time. Whenever you add a new rule, okay, just implement that or just append that into Claude.md file. And step number 7, use skills for repeated workflows. So, for example, if you find yourself typing the same detailed instructions in multiple sessions, That's a skill waiting to be written. So you just write your own skill as well. So that's also you can do with Claude Code. So you can just write your own skill with a write skills. I don't know. This use skills. What is it? There is skill creator exactly. So just use this command skill creator and just create your own skill. Simple as that. And use by the way for site creations. Easy enough. Also, tell Claude what you want to do and what you don't want to do. Important. And then start a new session for a new task. If you want to, don't just stick into one session. You can just add more sessions by clicking here. Add more sessions into Claude Code with that. So, and there we have the cheat sheet here. So all the things, which is first of all install Claude Code, use Claude.md file every time, use plan mode first, normal by default, use slash compact 80% of the time, use clear between task or either a new task, use sonnet 80% of the time and opus only 20% whenever you're fixing only bugs and if you want more complex task. Always use skills, and you can find skills into Claude Art skills. You can have this files into your computer, so it will be saved as .claude slash skills. So as the file location where all of your skills would be installed. Skills, use MCP, whatever MCP you want to connect, just connect that and use it directly into Claude. Use file name references so you can understand this, and the Claude can understand your data more efficiently and more actively. Escape plus escape to rewind, and get in plain English. So this commit to get. So there we have it. Claude, I think in this video you just understood from Claude what is it Claude to actually like are you what you can build with Claude Code, and I will show you the system that I have recently built for me, for myself, for my content, for exactly for YouTube content. So now let me just show you what is a system that I have built, which is an agent workflow that lives inside my Claude Code. So what it does is, for example, if you're a fitness coach and you really want to create content on YouTube, but like you don't know how to start, you don't know where to start, like, and you have a lot of ideas in your mind. So if you consult an content strategist, so what it will tell you is only post content which is performing really well on the platform, right? So what you do is what my system does is you just give it a particular keyword and it will find the top performing reels, top performing videos, long form videos, short form videos on YouTube, and then it will give you an analysis on a PDF or what is the content that is performing really well and what is the thing that you should be creating right now, and it will give you 10 ideas of the content that you should create, right? So that's it does, and let me just show you how this actually works, right? So I have the system right here, which is analysis complete. So Claude Code. So this is one of the topics like Claude Code topic, cursor AI topic, vibe coding and AI system topic. So for example, if I have this one, which is a vibe coding AI system one, so it will just create me a PDF, and I have this top trending content right now, combined view, highest views, proven content combined from which of the channel, title, what is the title, million views, published, keyword, what is the keyword, and then at the end it just tells me full lead generation, 15 video ideas. It will tell me my own content ideas. Okay, these are the content that you can create, like how to build an AI system for your agency without hiring a developer, web coding for your first AI automation tutorial, how to videos, and why it will attract clients. And yeah, and also strategic recommendations why these two keywords are best lead magnet, lead bed, which is vibe coding and AI system, what you should do, content priority right now. So now, right, so now I will tell Claude Code to like vague, somewhat vague in here, right? But it will give me that and bypass permission, so I don't have to plan this because other system is already ready. So I just have to get this, and it will just start building me the whole system, right? So as you can see, I have built the system. So you have agent.py analysis generate PDF scrape. So you have different agents working simultaneously for this. And when you start building it, so you have a uh, folder which is weight loss, and inside that it will have three files, which is the HTML file, the MD file, which is this one, something like this, MD file. So you have this one, and then it will generate me the whole PDF system, PDF one. And so it is doing that, it is working. As you can see, it has created for today's date, weight loss, and I have the PDF right here. And it just took like a minute or two max, not more than that. I think not a minute. It's created me that. So let's just see the PDF. So weight loss content analysis, and it has created 20 long form videos, 30 shorts. So you have enough data. So 20 long form. If you want, you can more. And it has generated me 20. And peak views are 231.4 million views, right? And we have this one. So did severely lose weight, 2 week shred challenge, views. Oh, sorry, published. Okay, so it has. Uh, mm, we have it here. Some still, like, we have errors still, so I just need to fix that as well. But published views, we have views 6 months ago. Niche, hot, active. And what is the top 15 content ideas? But as you can see here, it has been posted like 6 years ago, 6 months ago, 9 years ago, 5 years ago. Like, and you're gonna tell me, bro, it's like years ago. I don't know if this content is actually performing right now very well. So I'll just tell Claude Code to is like this, and it will create me another PDF. But this time we have to have, and it is also generating like 5K per day views. If you want to recreate that, you can just recreate that. Key patterns, driving performance, comparison tutorial, how to case study, news reactions, 15 content ideas, 15 short form content ideas. Okay, right. So it will just create me another one. Let's wait for. So it just ran through like for whole 5 minutes, and it just built me a new PDF, which is weight loss recent analysis. So let me just see that. So that's 2026, last 1 to 6 months only, because it cannot find in a month one. So we have 31 long form content, 16 shorts analysis, and we have 13, and we have the data window of 6 months here. So that's all of the things. So we have views here, views folder, it's still broken. So if I wanted to lose belly fat by summer, I'd do this. Jerry Mather, 3.6 million views 3 months ago. It's still getting 39,500 views, 600 views a day. Top trending short form content, which is 3 years ago, 1 year ago. I cannot find the latest one. All time views, long form. So this is the all time views, long form videos. And top 15 content ideas for long form. I lost X pounds in 30 days. The exact method, no supplements, no gym trick. Case story result, real documented results. And we have different content ideas as well. We have different what's working right now, what's not. For shorts, what is it? So that's all about it. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how I actually build the system, right from the scratch. How I build this, what are the APIs that I use, everything, and then I'll get down into more detail, and I'll send you more of the resources right there. If you want such systems to build like this, you can just book a call down below, and let's see how we can help you with that, building such marketing and content systems out there. And if you want to learn more about this, how I build the system, just join my school community down there.